I want to start sharing this powerful story of collaboration, as Andrea said. 3 years ago, the CEOs and staff members from our 3 network partner organizations had the great opportunity to come together and discuss deeply about the challenges that we were facing in our programs. So we realized that one key challenge that we all had in common was a lack of quality student outcomes data to demonstrate our fellows' impact. So please raise your hand if you identify with this challenge. Yes. Okay, so rather than address the challenge individually, we realized that the complexity, resources, and time needed to solve this problem demanded to work together. So we had a vision, or we set a vision that practically was like a question. What if, as a region, we could standardize our approach to measuring student outcomes? So finally, today, this is happening, and it became a reality. So through the USAID-funded Leadership for Change program, our organizations, Colombia, Paraguay, and Ecuador, developed the Student Learning Assessment Item Bank, a first-of-a-kind tool to measure student outcomes in foundational skills, developed through a process that was truly locally rooted and globally informed. So since this was a collective work, now I want to pass it to my colleague from Colombia that is going to give you a little more details in depth about this great project.
So what exactly is the Item Bank? The Item Bank is a set of more than 800 test questions in 3 key subjects: mathematics, reading, and social and emotional skills for students in grades 4 to 6. And you may ask, why this Item Bank is so unique? Well, first, all the mathematics and reading test questions are aligned with the curricula from Ecuador, Paraguay, and Colombia. They are also aligned with an international set of standards called the Global Proficiency Framework, and the social and emotional test questions are aligned with 4 different international frameworks, including Teaching as Collective Leadership. All the items were also developed and contextualized by curriculum experts from Latin America. They were piloted with 5,000 students from the 3 countries, and we performed psychometric analysis to select the final test questions. So, as you can see, this is a really good example of a locally rooted, globally informed assessment tool. So, how can we use the Item Bank? Well, we designed an online platform that let us create validated and reliable tests, and we can do it just by selecting the number of questions, the subject, the subtopics, the difficulty of the test questions, then the number of questions per subtopic, and like magic, you can create validated tests. So what are we learning from the Item Bank? Some initial results from last year at the beginning, at the end of the school year, demonstrated some interesting trends. First, Enseña por Colombia students had an average of between 12 to 18 months of learning gains in reading in a 6-month period, while Enseña por Ecuador students had an average of between 19 to 23 months of learning gains in mathematics in the same period. So, how can we use the data? Well, the Item Bank has inspired our organizations to strengthen our data-driven culture, and we have created different reports, visualizations to share and analyze the results at the classroom, school, and organizational level.
As Edwin was saying, the greatest added value of the Item Bank is the learning that results from the data. In Paraguay, for example, we use the item bank data to reflections in sessions to identify key students' learning gaps. In our context, or in our case, based on language, gender, and geographical location. This allowed us to begin adjusting not only our training programs, but also our coaching strategies to help fellows meet all students' needs. We have a dream, and our dream is that this item bank becomes a public good that can be used in two key ways. First, we invite our partners from a Spanish-speaking context to use the item bank and directly measure student outcomes. And second, we hope that the locally rooted and globally informed approach that we use to develop our item bank inspires other network partners from this salon to use it and to pursue similar strategies. Well, with this dream in mind, we want to leave you with one final question. How can we work together to take student outcomes measurement to the next level? Thank you. Awide. Gracias. Asante sana.